it's Liz from Old Stables Craft and welcome to another Simple Stamping Saturday. This is the time where I show you one project but done three ways, from very simple, very quick, very easy, through to stepped up versions that introduce more product, a few more techniques, that sort of thing. But they're all basically the same design of card using a lot of the same products. So let me flip the camera down and we will have a look at what we're doing today. Oh, don't need that for the moment. So I'm using the Beautifully Happy stamp set. This is in the Celebration catalogue, which means it's free. It is free. It's what I would call a level 2. So it's free with either £90 or €120 order. I was very lucky. I got this free, not because of Celebration, but because I was at one of our onstage events last year, onstage in Vienna. It's one of those demonstrator exclusive events, and we were given the Beautifully Happy stamp set as one of the perks of going to onstage. So I got it really free as opposed to free with purchase. So let me show you the first project. As ever, I'm starting with just one of our note cards and envelopes. They come in a pack of 20. Get 20 note cards, 20 envelopes. They're in basic white or very vanilla. This obviously is basic white. They're a great way to start, or if you want to do lots of quick cards. So this is the card that I have designed. So we've got our, it's almost a hollyhock, but not quite, our flower, and then a sentiment, and then I've got these sprinkles around the edge. This is all using stamps. So let me show you how I made it. Oh, and I should add, I've got a bee on the envelope because I always decorate the outside of my envelope on a simple stamping day. So I've got one of our basic white note cards. I have my flowers, and I've got my bits that I need to infill because it's a two-step stamping set. So you can either stamp the image and then colour it with blends, or watercolour pencils, or Stampin' Right markers, or you can use the stamps that come in the set, and it's a huge set because we've got all of the infills and some sentiments on this side, and all of the outlines and some more sentiments on this side. Oh, and I should read you the sentiment. So, sending happy thoughts for a feeling better kind of day. I mean, obviously you can use those together or on their own. I'm using just the sending happy thoughts. For a very happy birthday, kindness matters, thank you, and you are easy to love. So, very, very versatile stamp set. So let's get started. I'm going to start with Tuxedo Black. This is our Memento Tuxedo Black, which is a water-based dye ink, which is why it works with blends, because blends are alcohol, and you want therefore to use an ink that isn't also alcohol, because otherwise it will melt the outline ink and it would look horrible. So you wouldn't want to use StazOn with blends, for example. I'm going to stamp this towards the edge, so there, and I'm going to press quite hard. This is an E block, which is quite large, and I am going to give it a good press. If you're worried about getting a good image, you can always use one of our stamping mats, and that will give you some squish, for want of a better word, behind the card. The red rubber, it's less of an issue because that comes on its own foam, but the photopolymer has no built-in bounce. So that's the outline. I'm going to just use, while I've got Tuxedo Black kind of open, I'm just going to use that for my sprinkles. And you can put these wherever you want. You could do them in a colour if you would rather. It's just really something to help frame the image a bit, and I do like to kind of turn my my stamp so it doesn't look too much like we're doing the same thing over and over again. Then I also need to do my sentiment, whilst I've got my tuxedo black out. So trying to get that straight. And you'll notice that I always leave the stamp down for a little while. I've got the B. Make sure I'm on the bottom corner of my envelope, which I am. If you leave the stamp down for a little while, it helps the ink actually transfer to the paper or card that you're using. So that's all we need with the tuxedo black. Now I do need my scrap piece of paper because I'm going to start stamping. I'm going to start with the leaves and the buds, so everything green. And I'm using Pear Pizzazz. It's a slightly lighter green. I am going to very quickly stamp off, so because my Pear Pizzazz is very juicy, so I don't want it too juicy because this is two-step and sort of distinctive. So I'm just lining up the infill with the outline, and what I tend to do is find 2 points, so you know, up here and down there, and if those line up, then everything else should fall into place. And there we go, those are our leaves done, and then we've got our buds, and again I'm going to just take a little bit of the ink off, so stamp off, and I've got the calyx, is that the calyx? Anyway, this green bit here, I'm going to line up, and then I'm going to look to the top of the stamp, to the very top of the buds, and if those all line up, we should find that everything else lines up. And it does! Love it when a plan happens, or a plan comes together. Right, okay, so I want my petal pink and the infill for my flowers, which is this one. And again, I'm going to line up 2 points, and then everything else should fall in place. Because if 2 areas are lined up, the others should be automatically. There we go. Perfect. And then the final thing, which you don't have to do with an ink pad if you don't want to, you could just use anything that you've got that's, you know, yellow, or in this case I'm using Calypso Coral. But yes, don't think you have to have the Calypso Coral ink pad for one tiny little stamp, but it does do quite a nice inside to our card. And then fold the card in half, and I would urge you to get a bone folder. They are an amazing piece of kit. You only ever have to buy one, because, well, you should only ever have to buy one because they are very sturdy. They are made of bone, so it's a byproduct of the meat industry. So at least it does mean that some of the other, you know, the, in inverted commas, waste is being used for something else. But obviously if you're vegetarian or vegan, you may not want to have a bone folder. I do get that. But there is our card with our little bee. So those are the two, so you can see that they are almost identical. Let me bring in my stepped up versions. So my first one is this. Now, to get the colour in the middle, I used a sponge dauber. So I used Calypso Coral in the middle, and on the edges of the, well, in the, what effectively is the centre of each of the flowers, and then petal pink for the rest. So I literally just used a sponge dauber. You can get them in a pack of 5, they're very good value. Stamped in tuxedo black again with the splatters round. This is from the, again, it's a Celebration item, Dandy Designs, I want to say. Dandy Designs on page 14 of the Celebration catalogue. And it is petal pink, so that's why I chose that. You get so many patterns, it's amazing. 48 sheets, 4 each of 12 double-sided designs. It's fantastic value. Well, it's free, so of course it's fantastic value. Then I had little strips of black down either side. The sentiment I've just done on a piece of basic white. This obviously is basic white. And then I put a piece of the paper behind it, just so that it's got an edge with the white on the white. Otherwise this could look a bit strange. And then these are some of our, I want to say basic dots. Where did I put the classic matte dots? Those come in, let me find them again. So those are in basic white, very vanilla, basic grey and black. So that's those. So I just did a little splatter of those. 5, I like odd numbers, and it's on a thick basic white background. And then for my stepped up version, I heat embossed in gold the outline. You just see that gold there. Then I've used one of the basic borders dies with some gold foil down the edge. I've still done the black splatter. I did think about the gold and I thought that would be too much. I've done black on with gold heat embossing for the sentiment, and the black then ties in with the black splatter, which kind of works. And then these are the matte, no, brushed metallic adhesive backed dots, which come in gold, copper and a kind of pewtery colour. So again, really nice to use. Both of those are in the annual catalogue. So those are my 3 projects. So really quick and easy, stepped up a little with a few more products and a technique, if sponge daubering is a technique. And then this one, which introduces die cutting and heat embossing. Oh, and I coloured with blends. Now, you do need to watch with blends when you're using heat embossing, because the alcohol in the blends can smudge the heat embossing or turn it dull, and you can get the powder will kind of, even though it's melted, will get onto your markers. It's very easy to fix. For your markers, you just scribble and it comes off. It's easy. And to get the shine back on your heat embossing, just heat it again very gently and the shine will come back. So those are just a couple of tips for you. So there you go. I hope you have enjoyed that and I hope you like the cards. There'll be close-up photos and a bit more information about them over on my website. The link to that is below and it will take you to the exact post for this. There's a list of the products below in the description bar as well. If you've enjoyed it, as I say, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, bottom right hand corner is where you can do that. Let me just flip the camera back up so I can see you properly. So yes, I work Stampin' Up as a business. I'm based in the UK and I work across the UK, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium and Ireland. So if you are interested in any Stampin' Up products and you don't work with anyone already, I will be thrilled if you would order from me and you can try out my customer service. And also during Celebration there's an amazing joining offer, so much better than normal, and normally it's amazing. So instead of no, let's do this a different way. Normally it's £99 or 129 euro. Can't remember the euro on that, but it's normally £99 for £130 of product that you choose. During Celebration, for £99, that goes up to £170 of product, or for €160, you get €230 of product. If you want a mini cut and emboss, you can either add the boho blue mini cut and emboss. This is a limited edition version to your starter kit. Your kit price then goes up to £125, or let me get this right, or €160, so £125 or €160, and you can choose either the boho blue or the original white. So if you want white, it's still available. The Stampin' Cut and Emboss is £59 of value, so you would get it for just £26 and free postage. So it is a great time to join. Our team spreads across Europe. We've got Ireland, Germany, the Netherlands and the UK. So wherever you are, you would be very welcome. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. As I say, if you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Questions or comments, leave those below the description bar and I will get back to you. I'm a little behind at the moment, but I will get back to you. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your weekend and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.